everybody. Here are the ingredients if you want to take a screenshot. Here are the ingredients: sugar, vegetable shortening milk, powdered sugar, instant yeast, a measure cup, cinnamon, vanilla, butter, eggs, measuring cups, which I really didn't end up using the measuring cups, but hey, if you need them, if you prefer that, then you could use them. So here I basically used 6 cups and 1/4 of a cup, which was what was left over in the bag, so I just used all of it. The last cup, because in the beginning it does say 7 cups, you want to wait for the end for that one, because you might need extra. You'll see towards the end that I started putting more flour, and then you will be needing 2 cups of sugar. So very important when it comes to baking bread that you're gonna basically lift with yeast, is that's the key ingredient, is your yeast has to lift. I use this brand, and this is instant yeast. There is active yeast, which basically I think active yeast already comes prepared with everything, so it could just automatically lift, but I don't like that yeast. Instant yeast, I forgot to show you guys here in the video, but you do need a little bit of sugar for the yeast to like eat and start basically lifting. You guys will see that it starts kind of like bubbling. You see it start activating. So right here it's lifting, the yeast is lifting, so that's what you need for any type of bread. So here's where I'm gonna be adding the remaining ingredients. I melted the butter. I totally forgot to melt the vegetable shortening, which you don't have to, but I prefer to do that. You will also be adding the cinnamon, vanilla, and the eggs, and the milk as well with the instant yeast. You do need 2 cups of milk, but I use 1 cup first to activate the yeast, and then I will be adding the rest of the remaining milk towards the end. And I totally forgot to mention, when it comes to the instant yeast, in order for you to activate the instant yeast, you will be needing to have the milk needs to be, how can I say, not room temperature, but it will have to be hot. I would say about 110 degrees, where it feels a little hot to the touch, but it doesn't burn you, because the milk cannot be too hot, because it will kill the yeast. The yeast, I think it's like I don't know if it's a bacteria, I'm not really sure what it is, but I know it comes alive once you have warm milk, and that's what activates it. So you have to make sure that your milk is a tad bit warm to hot. You don't want it where you can't touch it, because then you're gonna kill the yeast, but as long as it's warm, it should lift. So here I will be mixing the dough. That extra cup that I told you guys in the beginning, I will be adding it here because the dough did come out a little bit thinner than expected. But you will want the dough to be a little sticky when it kind of makes the bread fluffier. When the dough's too hard, you get like a thicker, more dense bread, and that's not what you want with sweet bread. You want it to be kind of airy in the middle of the bread. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to be mixing, keep adding dough till I see that it's sticky but not too sticky. And I did want to mention, I didn't put in the video how to make the the paste that goes on the top. And basically it's very simple. You're going to want equal parts of 3 items: flour, powdered sugar, and vegetable shortening. So if you have 1 cup of flour, you're going to add 1 cup of sugar, of powdered sugar, and 1 cup of vegetable shortening. You knit it until it becomes a paste, and that's what you're going to be using to put on the top of the bread to make the sugar paste. So here I'm going to be kneading the bread a little bit on the countertop because I needed more room to be able to knit properly. So here I'm just taking it out, and I will be adding flour till it becomes basically the consistency you guys will see towards the end, where it's still a bit sticky but not too sticky. And then I'm just gonna put it out. My house is pretty warm right now because it's summer, so it's the perfect time to actually make bread, because you need heat to lift the bread so it could become fluffier. During the cold weathers, you really not that you can't, but it's a little bit harder because of the cold weather. Yeast needs warm weather to basically lift and have the bread rise. So once I'm done here and I make the actual dough balls, well, first I'm gonna leave the actual dough. Once it's finished kneading, I'm gonna put it back in the bowl and leave it about an hour and a half to lift, and it becomes usually double the size of what it is. And then you're gonna knit it a little bit more for about 5 minutes once it has lifted, and then you will make your dough balls and put them in whatever baking sheets you want to put them in. And again, you will have to leave the dough balls to rise. Meanwhile, you want to start making the paste topping, so you're able to top each sweetbread while it's lifting. And you're going to want to leave them again another hour and a half, but while they're lifting, you're going to want to put the paste on the top, and then you're just going to create whatever design you would like to design. And that's basically it. It is time consuming. It takes a while to make any type of bread, but that's due to the yeast. You want the bread to be fluffy. That's the whole goal of it. Okay, so I wanted to come in here really quick just to mention that yeast is actually a single cell microorganism that's actually classified as a fungus. So that's how it gets activated. I just wanted to mention that because I hate when I don't know something. It drives me crazy. My husband knows how I am. I'm so persistent when finding out things I am not aware of. So here's the consistency that you guys will want. It sticks, but not so much. And here's when I have already put the paste and cut the designs. This is basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My kids and my husband love the bread, so it's really fun to make. The kids, well, my kids love it, so I'm pretty sure any kid will love to eat any sugary bread. I hope you guys enjoy and try it out.